Hey guys, welcome to 5 books in 5 minutes, where I review 5 books in 5 minutes. But this week I only read 4 books and I still got 5 minutes, so I'm going to talk about 4 books in 5 minutes, if that makes any sense, for October 16th, 2019. Alright, so I'm going to be going over The Mask, then I'm going to go over Superman Smashes the Klan, as in the Ku Klux Klan, and then I'm going to be going over X-Men. I got an X-Men shirt on, even though I don't read X-Men. I gotta show some love because I got an X-Men shirt, and there's an X-Men book out today, so I'm rocking the X-Men shirt. And then I'm going to finish off with Batman Tales from the Multiverse. Alright, so Dark Horse came out with The Mask #1, and when I initially saw this, I thought of like the Jim Carrey movie from the 90s that I vaguely remember because I was just a wee little lad. But it's about, like, you know, they put the mask on and they start going, you know, having like another personality syndrome or something like that. Anyway, this book starts off with like these kids in a foster home and they're treated like shit, dude. Like, this one kid gets put in a freaking dog cage. Like, what the hell is that? Not even a dog cage, it's a cat cage. And then like this creepy dad comes out of there and he's like, hey kid, you know, I'll let you out of this cage if you come to bed with me. Like, he's a freaking pedophile. And then all of a sudden you hear the dog, it's like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. And then boom, this guy gets kicked in the nuts, dude. Like, straight up kicked in the straight ball sack. And then he gets punched in the mouth. It goes through like his teeth and then comes out the back of his head and his eye freaking explodes. And it's like some crazy bloody death. And then the mask goes and kills the mom in the bedroom and she like freaking explodes. It's craziness. And then all you do is see like this the outside of the house and the mask is walking away and you just see him look back with that creepy ass grin, dude. And then it looks like he's like done being the mask, so he takes the mask off and then just like throws it in the river or in like the ocean. But I'm pretty sure it's a river, kind of like the Hudson River with like a giant bridge and stuff. And then the rest of the book kind of talks about like politics and like corruption and politicians and people like lying and doing a whole bunch of stuff. And there's one scene where this there's politicians trying to get some money from some guy, and he's like, all right, but I need some favors and I need a blowjob. I was like, oh damn, yo, you crazy. And then it looks like we get like this one politician who's like sitting by the river contemplating suicide, like, yo, I think he's gonna jump. And then he throws his phone in the river, and then he looks down and he sees that mask, dude. And hey, I guess this is gonna be like the new mask guy because he's like a politician, and he puts the mask on. And then towards the end of the book, it's kind of showing like, hey, the mask is like, hey, I'm gonna be the president, you know, like I'm going to the Oval Office. And you know, he probably could do it, who knows. And that's pretty much like a whole wrap up of the book in a nutshell, pretty quick. I thought it was okay. The artwork inside, it was, you know, some parts I was like, all right, like I could see like this artist has like a unique art. The story was a lot of the dialogue with the whole politics and stuff, when the congresswoman or whoever's running for president or mayor or whatever they're running for, it was just a little bit like unneeded. Like, it was just stuff that you just really didn't need to see or hear or any of the other pudding pop. You know, it was just, I don't know where the fuck that just came from. But hey, let's move on to the next book. Woo! Whoa, man, my editing's horrible. All right, so this next book is gonna be Superman Smashes the Klan, as in the Ku Klux Klan. All right, so this book starts off with a Nazi robot supervillain smashing the dam of Metropolis. I don't know how the hell he got to Metropolis, but here he is. And who else would be first on the scene if it wasn't for Jimmy Olsen snapping his pictures, and we got Lois Lane trying to get an interview with this guy. Like, what the hell, dude? Where are the police? And then of course you have Superman coming in, going kapow, and knocking this guy, you know, kicking his ASS, that stands for ass. Then he rips that Nazi insignia off his chest, and boom, just like Iron Man, the source of his power is in his heart. And he grabs out this little green thing that kind of looks like kryptonite, but I'm not quite sure because now Superman is like seeing things. He's seeing like his hand is like turning in like an alien. He's seeing himself at work, looking in the mirror, trying to get it together, and his reflection, he looks like a damn alien. And then we see back in Smallville, we see like this pickup truck, and then we see like a kid with his dad, and they get out the back, and then his dad starts putting on this like Nazi uniform, but not even like a Nazi, I'm sorry, not even a Nazi uniform, a freaking Klan uniform. But like, I knew this book had Ku Klux Klan in it, but then once you start seeing it, it's like a whole nother level. And his dad isn't even a Klan member, he's like the leader. And they're all chanting like one race, one religion, one, you know, and I'm just like, oh man, they're burning crosses already. This is getting wild. They're even burning crosses outside of people's houses of different races that don't belong there, quote unquote. Not my opinion, that's what the book is saying. And then you get some cutbacks to like the early, because this is happening in like the 1940s, and then we get cutbacks to like the 20s, so about 20 years prior, where it's kind of weird because they show Clark like flying and using his eye beams, and I'm like, he didn't kill these kids, they ran away. What, these kids know he's freaking Superman now. But anyway, I feel like they at the end of the book, it's really cool. They have like, I guess the writers talk about like racism and the Klan's member and everything back from like the early like 1800s up until like the 1900s and like the 70s and stuff. So that was pretty cool excerpt at the end. But all in all, I felt like this was a kid's book with like the artwork, but then trying to be like Black Label at the same time. I felt like this could have been like a Black Label book if they did it correctly. It could have been a little bit more like hyper realistic instead of like Superman the animated series. I don't know who the target demographic for this book was, but it definitely was not me. All right, now the next book is going to be X-Men issue number 1. And real quick, because I'm going to say some things that aren't like so popular and high praise because people are like bowing down to freaking John Hickman. I don't even know if he's writing this, and freaking anything he puts out. Look, man, I'm a critic, dude. I read books, and you know I'm not against Marvel books, and you know, fuck you, man. If you guys think that is some bullshit, dude, I see every book as it comes in. I don't ass kiss any writer. I take everything as if it's their first time doing anything. So let's begin. So I do like how the book starts off with everything's like black, and then it's like two people having a conversation, one person saying to trust him and stuff like that, and then it goes to the next page, and it's actually Charles, and he's trying to help Cyclops, you know, open your eyes because he got him some eyeglasses, so now he can actually see, and that's pretty damn cool. But is it me, or is this like Cyclops saying like these smarky ass or stupid ass shit throughout the whole book? Like he's got these weird comments. I'm like, what the hell, dude? And then him and Storm are about to fight like this army on like the 3rd page of like robots and stuff, and it's like, why are they having such in-depth conversations as they're fighting? What the what? Who talks like when do people talk like this at all? Like, you're about to go toe to toe with all these things, and you guys are having like in-depth conversations. And what the fuck, dude? Just fight. Just fight. You know, talk before the fight, talk after the fight. I don't know. That's just me. That's just how I see it. It just seemed a little bit dumb. You know, like when they were going against the monkeys, and freaking Cyclops is like, hey man, don't forget these gorillas they're not just regular gorillas. These have PhDs. And Magneto's like, just go. I'll take care of it. I was like, all right, this is dumb, man. And now I didn't read House or Powers, which I do have the tray coming, so don't crucify me yet. And then you see Storm with like this plant, and she hovers around the plant, and then it opens up a portal. So I'm like, all right, that was probably addressed in the previous book. And they did a pretty good job of just like in a quick page, just like showing you what this plant does, and you know, it transports. And I thought it was pretty cool. And then you see like this entire time they were on a rescue mission, and they're rescuing all these mutants, and they're bringing them back to Crokea, I guess, is like that safe island that only mutants live there. So that was pretty cool. You know, they're saving the day. I never thought I'd see the day when freaking this guy Magneto's a freaking hero, man. You know, that's crazy, man. And then there's this one page with this one panel of Storm, and it just looks atrocious. Let me know. Look at this damn panel. What is up with Storm's face? I don't get it. And then they're all eating dinner, or they're about to eat dinner, and freaking Cable's like, hey mom, can I trade guns? And she's like, you better set the table first, honey. I'm like, all right, like this dialogue is just ridiculous. It's like, come on, man. You can't honestly be sitting here reading this, like giving this book such high praise. Like, all right, get off your high horse, buddy. High horse. Did I say high horse or high horse? I don't know. My mouth is a little bit dry. You know, I've been talking for a while. But all in all, I thought it was a pretty good book. I definitely do want to go back and read House and Powers, and I am going to read X-Men number 2. I'm just saying, like, you know what? This is my opinion of the book. As I was reading it, these were things that stuck out to me, and yeah. Let me know what your opinions are down below. Don't crucify me too much, you know? Hey, I'm wearing an X-Men shirt at least, right? All right, now the next and final book is going to be this Batman, the Tales from the Dark Multiverse, which that cover looks pretty damn cool. Batman getting his back broken. And the book starts out pretty cool, where we got like Joker, and he's killing a father in front of his daughter and wife, which that's not cool. I'm just saying, like, that's how the book starts off. And then we got Batman, and he's like enraged, and then he goes and grabs freaking Joker and cracks his neck. And then that you know, that stuff, the vapor comes out of Joker's mouth, and Batman inhales it, and then boom, Batman who laughs. Boom. Pretty cool, pretty good way to start that, you know? And then the book cuts to all these Earths and stuff, and all, you know, the multiverse, where we got the freaking Tempest, and he's the guy who could like move freely throughout the multiverse with like no problems, and he oversees and watches everything, and he's, I guess, looking for somebody to fight the darkness that's coming, or something along those lines. And so he has his eye on this one world, and it's cool how they actually show Batman getting his back broken, and then he tries to come back, and freaking Azrael comes and like breaks his back and cuts him. Like, what? It's crazy. And then since he took Batman out, he's kind of like the new Batman. I think he's like Saint Batman or something like that, some type of saint. And like for the past 30 years, he's been running the show, and he's like eradicating crime throughout of Gotham, and is like changing the city for the quote unquote the better. You know, he didn't have to kill Bruce, you know, because he just slowly cut off each one of his limbs year by year, and now has Bruce tied up to this machine because he's like, you know, he needs Bruce Wayne's approval. Like, look what I did to the city. He's actually in the top of Wayne Enterprises, overlooking entire Gotham, so he could actually see Gotham in excruciating pain day in and day out. And then we get a glimpse of like the super police that they got, the super GCPD, where they actually see Penguin and like, hey, Penguin's smuggling stuff into the city. He's got weapons and stuff, and they just cut the Penguin's head off, dude. I mean, that's one way to stop crime. You know, once you kill them, they can't really come back and do more crime when they're dead. Then at last, there's a riot that breaks out, a bunch of people fighting a giant assault, an attack on the city, and so Azrael and everybody goes there. But hey, that means no one's watching Bruce. So then somebody slips in and they try to free Bruce Wayne, and then guards come in, and then he turns into freaking Bane, dude. The son of Bane is rescuing Batman. He's rescuing Bruce. And then, you know, I don't want to ruin the rest of the book, so because I really like the way this ended. I thought it was really cool. You know, next up we got like Tales from the Dark Multiverse, the death of Superman. So it's gonna be like some crazy alternate version of that. I'm assuming maybe something really cool. But the way this book ended was kind of cool. And this version of Batman, who's using like nanobots and he could kind of like almost fly, I kind of want to see more of this guy because this thing looks pretty damn cool. There's even one scene that he looks like he's a freaking Dragon Ball Z character, like Super Saiyan, like ah! You know, it was freaking awesome. All right, it does look like I'm a little bit biased because, you know, I talked bad about the Marvel book. Well, no one's talking bad about the Marvel book, so I'm gonna inject my 2 cents into that. And then this Batman book, I thought was pretty damn cool. You know, it's not perfect, but you know, it was an enjoyable read, and I'm looking forward to the next issue that comes out. I think this is a one-shot, so I think there's gonna be like another one-shot, but like Superman, another Dark Multiverse thing. But I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, make sure to hit that like button, hit bell notification because I'll be going live, man. And have a good one, and I hope this was under 5 minutes. Peace.